Thank you for listening to Lone Star Community Radio. This program was broadcasted and recorded live from the LSCR studios in downtown Conroe, Texas. Lone Star Community Radio is supported by listeners like you. Donate and sponsor today. For more information on getting involved with Lone Star Community Radio, contact us at lscrstudios@gmail.com or visit us online at www.irlonestar.com.
Some of the rejects included bitchin', jagweed, axhole, I see what you did there, weenie, get, which I had to Google, a bad MF, munch, which I'm told means more than it sounds, thick AF, again had to look that up, duck off, maybe they were using autocorrect, shitted, did you really think we wouldn't catch that? And new to this list this year, and surprising no one, Haktua. You knew that one was bound to show up this year. What?
Feeling the immense pressure to know stuff about things. It's the audience of one show on Conroe's 106.1 and 104.5 FM, streaming on irlonestar.com and available wherever you tend to get your podcasts from. On today's show, we discuss a giant meeting of like-minded people, when animals make great singers, and an update on our guy, Brian Johnson. I am Andrew, maestro of the run sheet. Next to the guy who can smell an avalanche coming, it's Dick. I don't answer the phone. Schisler. The music dies.
I did that.
Did you survive the 12 hours without TikTok, by the way? You look like you're a little rough for the wear there. Didn't get your algorithms going with all your videos.
I'm not going to lie. When I saw that was happening, it happened so fast that it came back. I was like, oh, I didn't even notice. Like, is it gone or is it not gone?
Well, it was gone for about 12 hours, and I think it was supposed to actually be gone on the 19th, and they preemptively shut it down here in the United States, and I guess they reached some kind of agreement, and now it's back on, probably just temporarily, but it's back on for now, so you can watch your salacious videos that you are so interested in on TikTok. I was worried about you there for a little bit, buddy.
No, I'm not really worried about it. I got my my OnlyFans stuff going. So
oh yeah, that's true. You've always got that to fall back on.
Jesus. Oh man.
So we've got, and we're recording extremely early this week because we have some big weather moving in here. Snowmageddon is upon us now. Whether or not it actually happens, I don't know. So by the time this records, all our onesies will have known whether or not we were under a foot of snow or if it was just a dusting. But they're calling for big-time snow in this area. Unprecedented, as they say in the biz. So it's going to be pretty dicey, and you're going to be out of town, so we decided to get this show in the can early in the week.
Out of town.
Early in the week. Yeah.
That's true. That's true.
You're getting on an airplane, going on a vacation far away. Oh, you and Josie.
I can't believe I'm getting on an airplane. I hate that.
I thought you said you loved flying.
I love being in an airplane, but just...
Oh, the whole getting there and getting to the airport.
Well, this whole
security.
snow thing is really... I was like, I have to deal with so much
you're
more.
Just missing out on this.
I know, but that doesn't mean the airport's going to be a mess.
And yeah, exactly. You could have some ripple effects all the way through Thursday, when I think is when you're leaving. So, yeah. Hey, try not to catch any communicable diseases down there, please, in the Belize area. Thank you. I would appreciate...
I'm just going to say yes to everything.
That's what I'm afraid of.
Okay.
I'm not going to talk into your mic afterwards, that's for sure.
Oh, really?
At least not for a few weeks.
Quarantine myself. Yeah, so I'm pumped about it, and...
Just don't forget your passport.
Yeah, I will not. My jail photo.
And your boarding pass. Yeah, and your jail photo,
my
right?
My jail photo. It's a classic.
You do look a little bit different now. Hopefully it's not different enough to where they go, all right, this isn't the same dude.
I know,
Cuff him and stuff him, give him the anal probe.
I feel like I was in a dark time.
I was in a different place there, man.
Yeah, I just,
That was months ago.
Yeah.
I'm better now.
Yeah.
That was under the Biden administration.
Yeah, that was the joke I was telling you today. Today was such a weird day because it's like the calm before, everyone's like freaking out. So no one was on the road. And then I came into town, no one's here. And then like the courthouse is closed. I'm like, what's going on today? Like,
it is MLK Day as well as Inauguration Day.
Yeah,
today we're recording.
Is that typical, or is that just by happy chance that is it the 20th is always, or is it just the third Monday? Is it third Monday?
I don't think it's
MLK?
always on the same day, but I think it has happened. Sure.
But MLK Day is always the third.
You're asking me questions I don't know the answer to, and I haven't pre-Googled, so that doesn't.
Yeah.
Don't
I
make
don't
me look
really
like a
keep track.
fool.
I don't really keep track of any of that kind of stuff. So
I think it's on the same day every year. I think.
yeah, it's like the third
Something
Monday.
like that. Yeah.
Something like that. That's cool.
Yeah.
You know, we got to see each other over the weekend. That was different. Out
Yeah,
in
we
public.
watched. Out in public. Yeah, we watched the Texans v Kansas City. Well, I watched it. You were more interested in just drinking and carrying on, but whatever. We had a good time.
Well,
I think at one point I said, "Man, this is getting closer at the end of the game." You said, "It's almost over." So yeah, dude, there's 2 minutes left. Oh, okay.
yeah, that's very true. I did say that. I was having a good time. I was just
I
chatting and
noticed.
eating. And there was a lot of good food and
Yeah, there was.
the game. I don't know, that kind of stuff. I don't care.
It's yeah. I can tell you're just there for the ambiance.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Because I feel like if I wanted to watch a game, I want to be in a place that's not chaotic like that.
It wasn't too bad. It wasn't too bad.
But for me,
yeah.
like that's why I hate going to Twin Peaks. Because there's too much stuff going on.
Too much
There's
distractions.
Way too much stuff going on.
Right. Yeah. Lots of stuff.
So I'm like, oh, that's
going
cool.
on.
Who's that guy?
Things
Oh, okay.
over here.
What's this guy
Things
order?
over there.
Yeah.
Things up top. Things down below. Yeah. There's all kinds of things. At
Like
Twin
the
Peaks.
last time I went, I've only been a handful of times. Last time I went, it was like a really nice day.
A handful of times.
I've been there twice.
I see what you did.
I'm sitting there
Don't think I didn't catch that.
I'm sitting there. I'm sitting there, and I look outside. I'm like, why aren't we sitting outside? I think I've said it like 4 times. And my friend goes, no one else is gonna be outside. And I'm like, does it matter? Like, it's a nice day. Let's just go outside. I didn't really understand what he was trying to tell me, but after a while, I kind of understood what he meant by staying inside.
That's where all the action is.
Yeah,
So
that's where all the TVs are, I guess.
that's correct. If you're watching the game,
Yeah.
that's right. Hey, there's just a handful of TVs in there.
But yeah, that was. Did you watch any of the UFC fights?
No, that was probably pay-per-view if I had to guess.
Yeah.
I'm not into that stuff, man.
See, I'll watch that because it's fun seeing people hit each other.
Yeah, I watched the late game, so
And I always
it's fun to watch people hit each other. Huh?
And
Okay.
what I love, especially on this card, I guess you call it, is the last fight lasted, I think, like 40 seconds.
Oh, yeah.
Those are always my favorite.
I actually kind of like those too.
Like the intro.
Because you know something catastrophic has occurred.
Yes. And well, not even that. It's like, this is the main fight. We've been waiting. It's almost midnight, and they're going to do like a 5-minute pump-up video,
Sure.
intros. And then it's like, boom, done. And you're like, oh, what happened?
Yeah, those are usually pretty cool. Speaking of what happened, whatever happened to the drones? Remember that was like all over the news. Drones everywhere, sightings, Pennsylvania, and then they're creeping into the Houston area. Everybody freaking out. And then they just disappeared, man. Are they gone?
Did they?
That's what I'm getting at. What happened to them? I don't know, man. I think it's a conspiracy.
Well, yeah, of course. If I had to guess, everyone was bringing their drones out and people were getting arrested. And so they're like,
Right.
oh, we shouldn't be doing this.
It was probably one of those things where a few of them were actually legitimate in question. What is this unidentified flying object? And then a lot of them were just things that are normally in the sky that people aren't looking up at and recording.
Yeah.
What's that? Well, that's just a light tower, dude.
Yeah.
or a cell tower.
Yeah. That happens all the time.
Yeah. So as I told you last week, I traveled for work and I drove up to the Metroplex. What I didn't say is that I stopped at Buc-ee's.
Okay. Everyone
And
goes to Buc-ee's.
I think I'm kind of over Buc-ee's, to be honest with you, for a couple of different reasons. But I stopped there because I was hungry, and I did want a brisket sandwich that I could probably only get at the Buc-ee's, which turned out to be fairly average. But it did get me thinking about one thing that Buc-ee's is known for, and that is their clean restrooms.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm going to ask you, Sir Dick, one question. Would you rather pee in a very clean restroom, as Buc-ee's has, but with 70 other people, or go to a filthy restroom and have it all to yourself?
I don't care.
Because I'm to the point now where just get me dirty. Because I can get in and out. It is so busy in that place. And I really don't care how clean it is if I've got to wait 10 minutes to pee and there's 10 other guys waiting in line with me. And it's just let me get into the dirty bathroom and get out. So I think I'm just going to go for the normal rest stop from now on out. No more Buc-ee's for me. That's what I'm declaring.
That's a big move for you.
It is. It is, man.
Yeah.
But I mean, honestly, that's what their selling point is. Now, granted, I implement the standing method to urinate. I don't have to sit down, so perhaps it would be different if I sat to pee. Because you don't want the wet seat. So cleanliness is very important at that point.
Well, what always gets me about people's perspective of Buc-ee's, especially with my friends, they never want to go there because it's so busy. And I go, but even if it's busy, I feel like you get in and out pretty fast.
Yeah, it is. You can, I suppose, but it's still going to be longer than if you just go by the place that's dimly lit.
No, I feel like
the floors are sticky.
See, like the dimly lit places could be a crapshoot because you go in there and there's 4 people in there. It's going to take 5-10 minutes to check out.
Yeah, because there's one guy behind the counter.
Yeah.
He's always going to be on the cell phone. Why are they always on the cell phone?
Because they're literally there
talking?
for 12 hours doing nothing.
Just talking to people. I don't know who they're talking to,
But
you're right. There'll be 4 people, and he will be super slow.
Yeah, and like I feel like we go to
You
Buc-ee's,
have a point.
You get in and out. Like it's not you're waiting maybe max 2 minutes in the line, and there's like 10 other lines if you really want to like chance it.
You know what, Dick? You've convinced me. I'm back on the Buc-ee's train. Thank you. See how long that lasted? That was a rough 2 minutes, guys.
The only thing what I like about people who go to Buc-ee's is they park in the gas station
and
part,
they go inside.
And they go inside.
Yeah.
And it's like everyone does that.
Now,
there.
if you're getting
so
gas,
if you're trying to get gas, it's like
okay. If you get gas, are you allowed to stay there then when you go inside, or should you then park after you get gas?
I mean, I don't care, but I just notice everyone.
No, man. What's the rules?
No one's getting gas. It's just like, oh, I don't want to find a parking spot in this busy place. I'll just park right here.
Well, I did not stop for gas because I had plenty of gas prior to stopping there, and so I did park out like where the dogs do their due, I walked in. I did not park at a gas station, but I will say if I'm getting gas, I'm 50-50 on whether or not I leave the car there or if I start it back up, pull it into a spot, and then go back in. I think if you're the type person who will get their gas and then go park at a spot, you're the same type person who will always return a shopping cart.
I always return a shopping cart.
Then you're the type person.
Yeah.
Same person. It's the same person, man.
Well, the only reason I do that is because I used to be the cart guy. So I understand if I just leave this cart all the way over here, it's going to be a pain in the butt for someone to come get it.
So what was your record on how many carts you could put in a row?
Oh, I didn't. I took my time. I only did like 8.
You just wanted to disappear out into the parking lot for a while, smoke a J or whatever. Yeah, I know you.
Yeah.
I did carts for a while as well at the...
That's the best way to pass time.
Yeah, and there were times when the store got really busy and they said, hey, we need you to go out and get carts. And I'm like, you know what? I'm okay with that.
I'll see you in
Unless
45 minutes.
Yeah, exactly. Unless it was like 105 out. That was a pretty good way to kill the better part of an hour, you're right. But I would always try and see how many carts I could get. But the problem is there would always be that time where I'd have like 22 or 23 of them in a row, and I'm pushing, and that end cart kind of comes off the line, and then there's some old lady crossing the street, and you're like, oh no.
Yeah, that's why I only brought
this
like
is about to
5 or 7, and they're like, hey, why are you only doing 7? I was like, because there's so many people here, I don't want to hit anything.
And then my HEB, yes, I worked at HEB, got one of those cart return machines. That was at the time, those were, I guess, being rolled out at HEB. And it was fun for a little bit, but you could stack up like 40 or 50 of those carts of that machine, and you'd block traffic half the time with it. It was pretty awesome.
Well, yeah.
You ever do the thing, and I did this when I was traveling too the other day, where I was leaving the house and I realized that I'd forgotten something, so you have to go back in the house, get out of the car. Yeah, right. Do you do the thing where you run back into the house?
No.
I found myself kind of half jogging, running back into the house as if I'm saving so much time. And I realized, I'm like, I'm such an idiot. Why am I running? It's not like I was in a big hurry. I was just leaving to drive up there. I had plenty of time. But I found myself doing like the hurry walk. Ooh.
I don't like to do it because the dogs get all excited. And I'm like, great.
They think you left like for hours when it was really 30 seconds.
And then I come back. And then
they have no concept of time.
No. Not at all, and that's why I'm like, I feel so bad. Sorry, guys. See you later.
Yeah.
We just had our goodbye hugs, and now I gotta do it again. And now I'm just playing tricks on them.
Yeah, you're just mean.
Yeah,
you're just mean.
But,
so, any new reports on Harold the Rat? We got quite a response about Harold coming back. By the way, from some onesies.
The poison has been eaten. I found pretty much all the poison gone. None of the traps worked. Which doesn't really surprise me because the weather's been so cold and
your truck is so warm.
Yeah, I've found some defensive measures to do. Like I leave the hood open when I get home, let it cool down faster. Like tonight I'm having to go do that, and then I know at midnight I'm gonna have to go out and close it because it might snow.
Otherwise, he's like, "Hey guys, he's opened the trunk. Party!
Yeah,
come on, everybody."
Well, apparently they don't like it opened because all the noises and the lights.
Yeah, they
and,
like the fact that it's a densely
Yeah.
lit nightclub for them.
And it's so funny having that hybrid. I was really hoping just to see. I want to see it like a exploded animal in my car. Because the battery, like that's what they tell
Sure.
you when you work on hybrids. Like,
Be
hey,
careful.
you got to deactivate the
It's
battery.
chemicals, and you've got a bunch of batteries.
And
It's not like just a regular one.
Well, if you just touch it and it's the wrong way, it gets you. So I was like, oh, if I open this up, there's going to be just blood, like a paintball, and it's just like, oh my god.
R.I.P. Harold.
Harold has been eliminated. Other than that,
Okay, so he hadn't come back yet. This is good to know.
no,
Good to
yeah,
know.
I've been doing a lot of defensive measures.
And when you get out of the car, do you give it the see if you can smell the rotting corpses? Because you said the poison's gone. It's either the rat or your dogs are eating it, or,
no, it's
or
not,
the neighbors.
I picked the
Okay,
poison up if I let the dogs
neighbor
out.
cats. Got to be careful.
Yeah, that's one of those things where you got to defend the home, man.
All right.
Especially with this. Oh, that's what I love about this freeze. Is everybody's like covering their stuff. And
Yes,
then I get
they're delicate plants.
I've helped several friends around doing stuff for them, and I'm sitting there going like, man, why didn't we do this like when it's not like this right now?
Well, I think the reason is you probably don't want to leave those things under the cover for as long as, more than it is absolutely required. Like, you don't want to be doing this in June. You know what? It's going to get cold in
No,
about
I didn't
6
mean
months.
like that.
Let's go ahead and cover
I've
these
been,
bad boys up.
insulating pipes and everything. Because that's what I did this weekend.
Sure.
I was in the attic, and my friend, who's about 6 times bigger than me, and I watched him struggle trying to get into that, like move around the attic. I'm like, just let me do it. And then
Yeah.
I'm like, well, we should have done this a long time ago, dude. Like,
Yeah.
but yeah, it's protecting your home. And then what I love is something's still gonna burst. Like it always happens, right?
Inevitably.
Yeah.
Inevitably. Just the way they build their houses around here. It's kind of frustrating,
Yeah.
man. All right, Dick, you ready to go ahead and kick off the show? Because I certainly am, because we have a doozy of a show for you onesies. A Florida museum gathered 468 people in dinosaur costumes to break a Guinness World Record. The Cox Science Center and Aquarium teamed up with the city of West Palm Beach to take on the Guinness Book of World Records for the largest gathering of people dressed as dinosaurs.
Yeah, I'm gonna play it.
And we do have a video, you can show the
I'm gonna start
onesies, and
playing
it is
that.
pretty funny. And these are mostly all of these blow-up dinosaurs that you see now a lot of times on Halloween. The kids will be walking around, and they have air compressors in there that blow these things up. But I will admit, 468 doesn't seem like a really high number. Just gonna throw
Actually,
that
that
out.
seems like a pretty dang big number if you think about it.
With today's society, I think
Like all the cars.
I swear
and,
I saw 2 people dressed as dinosaurs just on the way over here.
Yeah, and they even had an official guy there, so that means it was well organized.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Wouldn't that be a hell of a job?
To be the
Like
officiator.
Yeah, from the Guinness Book of World Records. Because if you ever watch these videos, they always are wearing the same official, like the blue tie and all that kind of stuff. That'd be a weird job.
I suppose, especially officiating something like this. I don't understand these records. But to me, it's just such an obscure record that I'm just surprised that they're even considered valid records. Like, for instance, you and I could say, you know what? We set the world record for the most audience of one shows in 1 week. That's right. One.
Well, no, because what happens
Who's
is
out there trying to beat this record?
we talked about this before. What happens is you have this general record, which is like most gathered costume people. I can see that because that'd be a really funny thing to see all these costume people. And then it stems from like, well, once we get into specifics, let's do dinosaurs.
Right, exactly.
And that's when I'm like, that's when people stop caring about that.
This is my point. It says the record was stood at 252.
They weren't even trying.
So they crushed the last record that was set in 2019 in Los Angeles. You would think LA'd be able to get a bunch of freaks out there to get
Well,
dressed
not
up as
even that.
dinosaurs.
Like, how many people go to EDM shows? Like,
I mean, a
what's
lot.
like-
Those
what's
are
like the-
extremely popular.
Well, I mean, like, how many people are in the...
Thousands.
Yeah, if it's thousands, just be like, hey, just wear a dinosaur costume. And then we broke the record.
That's true. It does seem like a record that could be easily beat. You and I I think we could beat it. I think we need to do an audience of one dinosaur. How many do we need? 400 and...
I'll just say, just go for
We just
even
need
500.
469,
I would
bro.
just do 500.
Okay, aim for 500 even if we come up short.
We
just
got
gotta-
no. What we should be doing is buying the company that makes them, and then try to get people to beat the record.
Just hand them out.
No, just sell them.
I think it would be great pub for the show, but I think you and I could organize something like this, or the station.
Well, I'm the one. I try to get us dinosaur onesies, but you did not want to get that.
No, not dinosaur onesies. You said onesies.
Yeah, some people were wearing onesies. You didn't see that?
Yeah, but you wanted to get me a onesie, an undescribed or undisclosed onesie. I was like, no, I'm not going to wear a onesie with you, dude.
I'm just trying.
That's weird.
Trying to break records here.
Staying on this theme of world records, a Turkish woman who squatted 5 watermelons within a 60 time frame only using her thighs has set a world record. Again, it shouldn't be a world record if you're only competing with yourself. How many people are attempting to break this? But this world record was set by the woman by the name of Gözde Dogan.
I'm glad she cleans up her legs.
It's funny as she squishes them between her legs.
Oh
and then,
my god!
Yeah, and then
maybe it's traction.
Wipes the goo, the watermelon juice, off of her legs so that she can get good. Yeah, you're right. Good traction. Get a good squeeze.
She couldn't get
in
that
there.
one. She discarded that one. Did you see that?
I did see that.
Yeah, she's like, no, that's not a good one. This is so weird.
I don't see. It is kind of weird. Does she do it for you there, Dick? A woman who can squish watermelons between her legs. I feel like if I ever found myself in a romantic moment with old Gözde there, I might be a little concerned for my safety, man. Just gonna say that. There might be some concern that in a moment of passion, she gives you the old.
Well, what I love is, again, this is like an official one, the video we just watched, and you have the guy giving her the plaque. Now imagine going over to the house,
Yeah,
and you're like, oh, this is really neat. What is this? Most squished watermelons between your legs.
you're like, God, that's hot.
No, I'd be like, I'll look at her.
This seems like a bit you would really be into.
Well, I would be like, I look at her, and I look at that, I look at her, I'm like, you think you can beat it?
I will say this, though. For those of you who are just listening and not watching, you didn't get to see that video, she does appear to be a woman who looks like she could crush 5 watermelons in one.
Well, yeah.
So she's sturdy. She looks like she could put a whoop on you, Dick.
Yeah, I'm okay. I mean, who can't?
Oh, this is true. Although you did play hockey.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean I'm going to be able to beat people up.
You weren't a bruiser, huh?
Well, I can take a couple hits, but I'm frail.
I'm dainty.
I'm a small person.
Well, I'd like to get this woman on the show. I want to know her technique. I wonder if it's like the beer mile people, if there's certain watermelons they go for, certain breeders, certain shapes, if they really are attracted to, or if they're like, bring it on, I don't care, I'll squish any watermelon. And how do you get into this kind of stuff? Like, what's the first time you think, I think I'm going to do this? This is a competition
Well, how many watermelons total was it?
5. And it says in 2017, an Iranian man made history for smashing 3 watermelons quicker than anyone had. This is a really boring competition.
Yeah, I don't
sit there and watch somebody squish 3 watermelons.
Whatever.
But it is indeed a Guinness Book of World Records. A former Walt Disney World employee will plead guilty to hacking menu creation software that included profanity and altered allergy information. Bro, what is this guy doing? Federal court documents filed Friday show that Michael Schroer intends to plead guilty on charges of knowingly transmitting a program, information code, and command to intentionally cause damage without authorization to a protected computer and aggravated identity theft. So basically, this guy, I guess, had a grudge against, Disney.
I like it.
And said, I'm going to get in there and change. He changed things like the allergy information. So if someone had a peanut allergy, Dick, he took that out. Contains no nuts. You're fine. Only to have people. But it also says that he put profanity and stuff in there, which I think is kind of funny. Because imagine sitting down and you're reading your menu and it's like, oh, look at this. Chicken piccata topped with effing capers. What?
Well, yeah, see, I would have gone for that funny Chinese translation menu. Mm-hmm. You ever seen those and you look them up?
Menu translation.
Yeah,
what?
so like if you go to like in China and you go to certain restaurants, whoever translated the menu did not do an accurate job.
Okay.
So some of them like seem really funny, but it's like legit.
Okay, yeah, I think I know what you're saying.
And so that's what I would have done on the menu. If it was, something with balls, you'd be like big ones. Something like that.
Something pretty subtle.
Yeah.
I would have put all the font in like wingdings or something like that.
Yeah.
What is this? I don't even know what this is on my pizza. It says Schur was previously employed at the company as a menu product manager. We're creating and publishing menus using a third-party computer system, blah, 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 blah. I didn't realize that menu product manager was a position, but apparently it is. But he's a hacker, Dick. He's a hacker.
So, like, I found some for you. Oh, I can't read that one.
So, yeah, I think some of them are
Like
fairly profound.
one's like Mr. Oyster, and then like McDonald's best friend, mermaid in deep sea.
Are these the actual ones, or are you just these are like the bad translated ones?
These are the bad translated.
Ah, got you. Okay.
Bad translated ones. I mean, some of them are just like really bizarre.
Oh, but that's done innocently, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But you had to make it look like
Right, like some of you like smelly fish taco, and like, wait, what? Oh no, translated it actually means tasty from the original language, but it turned out to be
Yeah.
a smelly one. Okay, well this guy did it on purpose.
deliciously
And
roasted husband. So, yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
like
Little funny things.
I like that. All right,
Chicken
Dickie-
rude and unreasonable. So clearly, it's like a bad translation.
Yeah, I like that. How about a little local news? Would you like some local news?
Yes.
Since we are a local community radio show on 106.1 here locally in Conroe, thank you very much. KZCZ, right?
Yeah,
Awesome, something like that. Drug-addicted rats are eating narcotics seized and stored by the Houston police.
Harold is
prompting
going at it.
prompting a change in how long the police department is required to store the evidence. Now, this is pretty interesting, but I didn't realize that this is probably not just the Houston police, but probably other police stations around the United States store paraphernalia for years. They've got stuff going back to the 1940s, cocaine busts from the 90s and stuff, still wrapped in packages, and these rats are sneaking into these stores and getting a little high.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
It says Houston Mayor John Whitmire and Harris County District Attorney Sean Tier announced new steps Friday to dispose of drugs and other evidence kept at police headquarters downtown, some of which has been sitting there for decades, attracting rodents, even though cases they are linked to have long been adjudicated. Yeah, it is kind of weird, and what do you do with it? It just sits there. I guess you just let the rats have it. That's one way of getting rid of it.
Burn it all.
And stand downwind from
That'd
it.
be my best job ever. I get to burn stuff.
Burn
every
and
day.
stand downwind. I love lighting stuff up, and I love getting high.
Yeah.
Do you think rats know that they're high?
Yeah,
because-
they got to.
Right? Because, I mean, like, think about it this way. Humans have some sort of perception of what reality is, and when it's altered, that's how you know I'm in a different state. I don't know that rats really have that
Maybe not. I
deep
don't
of
know.
thinking, but they got to be altered in some way, man.
They eat anything, so.
And how much? Like, okay, so for instance, how much is a rat really weigh? A pound, 2, 3?
Yeah.
How much can they? Like, how much coke could a rat eat?
You never know.
Because like percentage of body weight, if he goes in there and eats like 4 ounces of coke, that's a good percentage of his body weight. If a human being did that, you would do radio for a week straight.
Well, I mean, I don't really know. I like the idea of the first discovery of it. It's like, look at all this rat poop. What the heck?
Well, I think it's interesting that Whitmire clearly and freely admitted that they have 400,000 pounds of marijuana in storage. And it says, quote, or he said, quote, the rats are the only ones enjoying it. Well, let them go then. This is a problem to me that sounds like it already has a solution. Just let the rats continue to eat it and it finally goes away. And eventually, look, hey, doing drugs is not necessarily a healthy thing. The rats will take care of themselves and the drugs will disappear. So I think the solution is right there in front of them.
Then you start smoking the rats.
Stand downwind.
Yeah.
Stand downwind. See, I think they needed to hire me as a consultant, or an outside consultant. Paid me buku money. I was like, I've got an issue. I have a solution.
You just got to get all that poop together and freebase it.
That's right. What was it called?
I forget.
What was that we stumbled upon? Smoking poop or something? I don't even remember.
Oh no, it's a
was?
jar. It's a jar of feces.
Okay.
And you,
Well,
and you
all right,
ferment
all right.
it.
Yeah, fermented. That's what it was, fermented.
Yeah.
Okay, this is a story that I think is just right out of your playbook here. A Maryland man was arrested after he disrupted 2 local churches' Christmas Eve services, including pouring whiskey into the holy water.
Yeah.
Get this, man. Listen to this guy's name. The St. Mary's County Sheriff's Office announced that Thomas Campbell Bowling Von Goetz, 56, was arrested and charged with several offenses after he caused a scene disturbing religious services and endangered citizens. This sounds like something you would do. I got something to make this holy water better.
Did you see his
Make it fire water.
Did you see his shot? His, what do you call it? Arrest,
Yeah, I see a
mug shot?
picture. I don't know if that's his mugshot or
I mean,
not.
that looks like a mugshot.
He
looks like he's enjoying himself.
yeah, he looks like he's hit the whiskey a little bit. Are you showing the picture, by the way?
I'm showing it. No, it's funny as you read this. It's like it's so random. He dropped an onion in the aisle.
Dropped
deal.
an onion.
Big deal.
And then he started throwing tangerines at people. This guy sounds awesome. Sounds like a good time. Honestly, sounds to me like he was just trying to jazz up this rather ordinary church ceremony. Got a little booze in the water, throwing tangerines. Pretty crazy. Well, he is in trouble, so I probably wouldn't suggest doing this again, Mr.
I wonder how much whiskey it was. It didn't say.
Or what proof? Yeah, what was he using? What did I say his name was? Thomas Campbell Bowling Von Goetz.
What a name.
Goetz. Is that pronounced Goetz? Gertz? Gertz? No, there's no R in there.
Goetz-y.
No regerts. Yeah, I don't know, man. Okay, last story here before the break. Hatebeak is an American death metal band formed by Blake Harrison and Mark Sloan, featuring Waldo, who was born in 1991. Well, Waldo is kind of unique because he is a gray parrot.
Here, I'm placing
And
this music.
Hatebeak is reported to be the first band to have an avian vocalist. Yes, please give us a fine sampling of Hatebeak.
Let's see.
I had a video or a clip in there for you to play. You can.
That's what I'm playing.
Oh, there he is. Well, he sings like a bird, man. It's greatness. That joke was too easy.
Yeah, I saw that. And
That
they actually perform.
I mean,
So this isn't like
this isn't a joke. I mean, I
Yeah.
guess it is a joke, man. It's tongue in cheek, but
Well, no, it's like when I first saw this, I was like, oh, that's kind of clever. Like they're playing at their house and the bird wouldn't shut up. Because I don't know if you've ever been around people who have parrots and things like that.
yeah, they're annoying.
They're really annoying, but like there's triggers for them.
Mm-hmm.
So like if you turn on the TV or say a certain name,
TV's on.
yeah, or something like that, and it will not stop for the next 2 hours, whatever you triggered it as. And I wonder if this is what happened. They're sitting there trying to sing, and he's like,
And then they looked over at their lead singer and were like, hey, he's
Hey.
actually better than you. Hey, man, you ever tried the ukulele? Well, it says the band's sound has been described as a jackhammer being grounded in a compactor. Well, that's very rude.
That's nice.
But I guess if you're a heavy metal band, that could be...
Yeah, it could be whatever.
That's probably a compliment. All right, man, it's probably a pretty good time to take a break. When we come back, we're going to discuss getting caught, but being thankful for it. Right here on the Audience of One Show.
Every Friday, tune into Texas Ticket on Conroe's 104.5 and 106.1 FM with Armando Nino of Gull Lake Conroe, focusing on Montgomery County area events and places. Get a feel of the Texas spirit at the event, paired with guest and vendor interviews, event coverage, and ticket giveaways, and so much more. Join us Fridays and punch your Texas ticket. For more information on the show, visit irlonestar.com/Texas Ticket.
welcome back to Audience of One. Here, part 2. Just to remind folks, we're here every Friday at 10 a.m. And if you want to send us some funny articles, you can always send it to us via email at audienceofoneshow@gmail.com or contact our social media, blah, blah, blah. And we're back. That was like easy back.
We are back. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Can you hear me? Yeah, I'm good.
I can hear
Marked up?
you.
Okay, cool.
Can you hear you?
Barely, but it's fine if you can hear me.
Oh, barely.
Barely.
Man,
It wasn't easy back, man.
I'll tell you what.
We're big back. That's what we are.
We're big back. Today is Inauguration Day. I didn't really know that. But now, what's funny is literally during the break, we just took a quick break. I wanted to make sure other things were done. I was working on other things. And every one of my feeds is Donald Trump now. And I'm like, man, I really don't want to deal with this crap. Like, for 4 years, I open my phone and...
Yeah, see, TikTok's algorithms wouldn't have done that. You know, they would have known that was just a random click and not going, all right, feed this guy all the Trump info. That's why TikTok's so amazing, right?
It's going to get pretty... Well, not even that. It's like when you go on your social media and you see your friends and what they're posting, it's just like it's too much for me.
It's a lot, man. It's a lot.
Yeah.
Yep. Either you love him or you hate him. There's not really a lot
Elon
in
Musk
between.
apparently gave a Nazi salute today, so that's
Apparently,
been fun.
I highly doubt that he did it on purpose, but interpret it as you will.
Well, did you read? I think it came out last week because I've been following this story for a while about Elon Musk cheating on Diablo 4.
Yes, I am aware of the story
And
Diablo
Path
4
of
being
Exile.
a video game, multiple video games, as if he was a really, really good player, and there's no evidence that he's really played the game ever. Is this what you're getting at?
Well, no, he streamed himself playing it.
Okay, but like prior to this.
So Path of Exile recently came out, so it hasn't been out because Diablo 4 has been out for over a year. So you can jump in that game right now and become number one, and because people have figured it out. Path of Exile just came out, and people were like, streamers who are streaming 12 hours plus a day playing this game, like, how's he ahead of us? Like, there's no way he's working at SpaceX.
Oh, through the game, yeah.
Yeah, and it was like,
It's because he's not working in any place.
well, that's what I was like. Well, clearly he's either not working anywhere else or he's paying someone else to play his account.
Right, that's exactly what it is. If I had to guess.
Yeah, and what's
And
fun,
claiming that he has gotten this far into the game within 12 hours of its release.
and I really like that idea. I think this guy's a wild card, and I wouldn't want to be anywhere around him, working for him, or
Unless you're playing video games on his behalf.
well,
If he was
cool.
paying you money to play video games, this show would not exist.
Yeah, but I feel like if I got a job with Elon Musk, I'd be like, this job could be gone tomorrow, because it's like he's just a wild card.
Audience of one show.
You have no idea what he's doing.
He is a wild card, to say the least.
So I mean, that's really weird to me. But I really like the idea of him cheating at video game and then both.
Yeah, what's the point? What's the payoff here?
I like it.
You literally put satellites into space that provide people with internet in rural places. Who cares if you got to, what do you say, Diablo 4 further than anybody else? Who really cares? But no, that's not the type of guy he is.
Yeah, because like I think
I'm the best at everything.
my boasting ends at like I could beat you at a video game.
Yeah, that's not much of a boast.
I know. Well, I'm any of my friends.
Do you think there's people who are really good at video games but don't play them? To me, it seems like
Yeah,
if
like
you're
me.
into
That was-
video games, it's because you're good at them, so you play them more. I don't think there's somebody who sits down the first time and just crushes at something.
No, because the ongoing
And then
joke
leaves it alone.
The ongoing joke with my friends was, I could pick up any game, and within like the day, I'm really good at it.
You're crushing Wordle by the end of the afternoon,
Like,
or what?
just really good. And
Okay.
it's just like, yeah, just give me some time. Give me 30
But
minutes.
But you're
of this.
playing them. You're a video game.
Like a new game, brand new game, put it in my hands within a day. I'd be like, I can be pretty good at this.
Yeah.
But
Donkey Kong.
yeah,
Yeah, you figured out the pattern.
yeah,
Yeah.
any game.
All the
really.
old games were all patterns, basically.
Yeah.
He's gonna shoot twice, jump once, then shoot 3 times, and then jump twice.
Well, that's what I always felt like the people who frame break like Tetris. I was like, is that really like beating Tetris?
I mean, it is and it isn't, because it's going to be different for every operating system and every version of the game. It might be 300 lines or levels, whatever, on one machine, but it might be 280 on another. So, yeah you're right. Well, for games that don't end, you got to figure out an ending at some point. So I would just get like a real low-end gaming thing that could only take like 50 lines before it crashed.
Yeah.
Well, I beat the game.
I beat the game.
Beat the
I'm the
game.
best. But yeah, the whole news thing cycle is going to be. No, let's do some predictions. Let's do that.
Predictions. Prediction time with Dick.
So what do you? I think Elon is going to do something drastic where he gets arrested, like he punches somebody, or like literally loses his mind, gets in his Tesla, and he's like "hands free, baby," and then
Or
like
Nazi salute. Mhm.
or Nazi salute.
Whoever had the under on the Nazi salute, they won because
Yeah.
he did it within minutes.
Because I can see that guy literally like having a nervous breakdown and then doing something incredibly stupid.
You have a point. I think, if anything, he's just going to end up getting sideways with Trump at some point fairly soon, and this whole honeymoon period between
If I was Trump,
him
I'd
and
be
Elon
like,
is going to end soon because of that.
If I was Trump, I'd go, "Hey, my player on Path to Exile is better than yours. See that?"
It's exactly right. It'll be something stupid like that
I'd be
too.
like, "Oh, I love it." Now, actually, I really want to play that game too.
I bet you do. I bet you do.
I
man.
like Diablo kind of games. Those are fun.
I'm glad. Dick, have you ever been to a restaurant right before they're closing?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Like to the point where they're putting up the chairs on the table, they've got the vacuum out,
Yeah.
and you walk in and you realize, oh, this place is closing, and you're about to turn around, and they're like, no, it's cool, come on in. I found myself in that situation before, and I feel like I just want to say, no, it's okay. Because trust me, the guy letting you in is probably the manager or the owner. He's cool with it. But everybody in the back is not cool with it because they're already half a beer into that 6-pack, wanting to get off their shift. They're like, really, dude?
Oh, have you had this holy water and whiskey?
Exactly. Here comes something into your food that is not going to be appropriate. Whiskey and holy water?
Yeah. I wonder how much trouble you get if I sold that.
I don't know. Who would you be in trouble with besides God, the Almighty?
Well, because I always feel like now we're kind of blurring the lines with Catholicism, and it's like certain people are like only Catholic, like cardinal, certain level people can like bless your water.
Right. They must have a really tall hat.
Like if you can't just be some guy who helps clean the bathrooms at the church and be like, oh, I'm going to be holy water.
That's low level holy.
Yeah.
You want top tier holy.
Yeah. And I want to know if that's
what happens if you mix top tier holy water with bottom of the barrel whiskey, like Wells. Do you get some sort of concoction?
Well, because I bring that up too, because you know that stale cracker guy I like.
Put that on a cracker, dude.
Yeah, so I like that guy, but he does these infinity barrels, where people
those go on forever.
Yeah, well, so what the whole idea is he has this giant 55-gallon barrel, and people send him whiskey.
Well, that's not infinity. But go ahead.
And he keeps pouring them into the barrel.
That's because you're on the bottom going.
Well, no,
like a guy at the bottom of a Slurpee machine at Circle K.
Because he blends all these whiskeys, and he has like certain releases every week. He releases a video like, I got this bottle from Canada. I got this bottle.
He just puts them all together.
Just puts them all together.
I think this is hilarious. The guys at distilleries will work at their craft to get notes of vanilla.
And so,
this one's cinnamon, and he's like, I pour it all together, dude.
But I want to say, because he bottles them.
Oh, God. Okay. But how is he able to do that and resell it?
I don't know. I don't know if he's reselling them or... Because he didn't invent this. Apparently, this is a well-known process where you're blending whiskeys and the flavors are always changing. But because when he makes this own bottle, it has like and he makes it and he puts a little wax on it, and I'm like, is he giving those away? Like, can you sell them?
I wonder if it's because he's taken them out of the bottles and has sort of to an extent re-fermented them and mixed them that he's allowed to do that. I guess. I don't know, man.
I'm going to look it up.
Yes, please do. And how much is a 55-gallon drum of Canadian/Tennessee
it's everything.
Sour batch?
It's everything.
Mash whiskey.
I don't see how you can purchase it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's probably just he just gives it away. It's probably just a bit for his YouTube channel, I bet.
Yeah.
Well, Dick, I hope you've been enjoying your Christmas gift, your laser. I know that
this is like a thing people do.
When we were out on Saturday, you did bring the laser with you. I was a little nervous that you were going
I have it everywhere.
Going to get us in trouble.
I don't have it on me today, though.
That's surprising. I'm glad you're enjoing it. I'm glad you're enjoying it.
I haven't really gotten any moments that are just like, oh, that is so funny.
They'll be coming. Sure.
Well, because what I've noticed is you have to be a good distance away, but you also have to be in a darker area. So if I wanted to get somebody, they had to be at least like 10 feet away from me, and they have to be in a dark room or darker
and you're
area.
usually uncomfortably close to people, right?
Yeah,
right.
I'm always, I'm like, and then...
Look at this penis! Ha! You're like, what?
I got some people at the bowling alley.
I know you did.
But yeah, I'm thinking, I'm waiting for my right moment. I was thinking about bringing it on the airplane, but I don't think, I'm quick.
That one I don't know about. It is a laser after all, and it does have a pointer on the other end.
Yeah, so I don't really know. I thought that'd be really funny to bring that on, but I'm kind of questioning everything to bring on an airplane.
Yeah, you're a little scared. You're a little scared. And you are going to another country. It's not like you're just flying to Chicago or something.
Like, I really, for some reason, I'm going to buy a roll of dip, and for some reason, it's going to be missing from my bag when I land. I don't know why.
Somehow. Did you get a TSA lock? That will secure your bag. You got a TSA lock.
I have no idea these things exist.
We'll talk after the show, buddy. We'll talk after the show. Well, your package was delayed like 3 weeks or something.
That's right.
Something along those lines. Well, maybe this is what happened to your Dick laser. Dozens of Amazon packages were discovered abandoned in the woods of Massachusetts, a small town, just days before Christmas. But it wasn't the Grinch stealing the presents. It was a delivery driver who said the stress led him to dump the entire lot. He just said, F it, man. I am done with this. A Lakeville police sergeant discovered the horde of packages during a routine patrol around 2 a.m. on Sunday, man. The dude just said, I'm done with this. It says they, so he's not putting the blame specifically on himself. He's like, we just couldn't do it. We were stressed. And I do imagine around Christmas time, these guys they're working 15, 16-hour days, I imagine. But throwing the gifts into the forest is probably not the thing to do. It was basically 3 large totes full of Amazon packages, and they were spread out over several feet into the woods.
Yeah, but you have to know if you're doing that, you're getting fired.
You would think.
Like, you have to.
Because those packages are probably tied to a driver. Like, they probably scan which ones they have and their responsibility. As soon as you find them, you go take them back to Amazon. They scan them. It's like, Schisler's route. Mm-hmm. You done chunked them into the...
I'm sure they don't have cameras in their vans.
Lake Conroe. Oh, they probably do. But you can always get around that, can't you?
Yeah, right.
I don't know. Don't look at me.
I don't know either.
It wasn't my laser that was late. It was yours.
That's true.
Dick, were you ever concerned about murder hornets?
Yeah.
You remember those from, 2021?
Yeah.
It seems like they just disappeared. Whatever happened to them? Because it was like a big deal. I was scared there for a while I was going to get murdered by a hornet.
I have no idea.
Well, I looked it up, and it says the world's largest hornet, an invasive breed dubbed as the murder hornet for its dangerous sting, an ability to slaughter a honeybee hive in a matter of hours. By the way, would like to see that.
Yeah, yeah.
That seems like something on the Discovery Channel I would like to watch. Has been declared eradicated in the U.S. 5 years after being spotted for the first time in Washington State near the Canadian border. So we are boldly proclaiming they're eradicated.
Well, how do they get eradicated?
It says in one instance they placed traps on properties and like neighbors and peoples were trapping them. But this one I thought was pretty interesting.
They must not reproduce fast.
That, or they're just in waiting. Like, to me, claiming that they've been eradicated is kind of like putting the mission accomplished banner on a destroyer, a Navy destroyer
That's actually pretty awesome.
in 2004. Just gonna throw that out, but I think they're waiting. Like, oh yeah. Mm-hmm. Just wait. This is the cool part, and this is really the only reason why.
Now watch my drive.
Now watch my drive.
Like, come on now.
That's the best moment of his presidency,
that's
by the
probably
way.
one of the best
The
things,
best moment
the
of his
best thing I've ever
presidency. It
seen.
says the news represented an enormous success that included residents agreeing to place traps on their properties, like I said, and report sightings, as well as researchers, listen to this is what's awesome, capturing a live hornet, attaching a tiny radio tracking tag to it with dental floss, and following it through the forest to a nest in an alder tree. Scientists destroyed the nest just as a number of queens were beginning to emerge. So they put a little RF frequency on this guy. They should have put a GoPro on him, just watched him fly around.
They're not that big.
No, they're murder hornets, man.
Yeah. I just like the idea that I do remember them being a big deal, and then clearly they weren't.
Well, and yeah, it's kind of interesting, and it says, I got to tell you this. As an entomologist, not me, but this is a person from the story, I've been doing this for over 25 years now, and it is a rare day when the humans actually get to win one against the insects. Sven Springler, a pest program manager, said, Sven, I'm telling you, don't celebrate too early. Don't celebrate too early.
Probably climate change.
Yeah?
Yeah. It's all that smog those Teslas are releasing. No one knows. It's a clear smog.
So say smog from Teslas. Continue.
Yeah, you have no idea what kind of chemical is coming off that battery.
You are the man who can smell an avalanche coming, so.
Yeah.
I love that.
You don't like that?
I love it.
Yeah, I'm pretty handy to have around.
A local angler fishing at a shoreline in South Africa saved a woman who was drowning. Oh, that's really nice. When his fishing line hooked into her.
Yo!
So when I read this story initially, my legs literally, and I'm not joking, my legs started to get like the pains in the back of my legs. I'm imagining this woman getting hooked by a fisher. But the story's not quite that way. The man was fishing along the shoreline at Diaz Beach in Mosul Bay when a fisherman noticed the woman in the ocean. The woman had gone out for a midnight swim, first red flag, and got pulled into the ocean by a riptide. The fisherman quickly began to cast his fishing line in the direction of the woman, attempting to grab her with it. And eventually the fish hook attached to the end of the line and hooked Let's play 3 guesses. Where did it hook into, Dick?
Well, I hope she's wearing clothes.
If it's a midnight swim, it's a 50-50 shot. No, it hooked into her jeans.
Yeah, that's a weird
Lucky
swim.
her. Now, because at that point you're flailing around, that thing could have hooked you anywhere. And if it hooks you in the arm, are you just going to let that thing pull you to shore?
I don't want to know.
This story really, really makes me, gives me the oogies. But can you imagine getting saved by a hook? At one point you're like, well, I want to be saved, but I also don't really want to be hooked. What say you, Dick? Are you going to allow yourself to get hooked, or just say, screw it, this is the end, I'm out?
I'm curious with this story because it's midnight, so you have no idea what's going on, and clearly this woman does not know how to swim.
No, it's a riptide, man.
No, that's what I'm saying, but do you think she was yelling, help me, help me?
I'm guessing so, yes.
And then he's like, well, I'm going to try to hook you.
Just stay right there, man.
Or do you think she had no idea, and she's like, why is this, who's tugging on me while I'm trying to swim this way?
I got a nice spin caster here. Hold on.
Yeah, I kind of want to see the...
And how many casts did it take him?
Yeah, I want to see the get-up he's got.
I'm sure Bill Dance would be very, very proud of this guy.
Yeah.
You ever watch Bill Dance?
Oh, yeah.
I think everybody in this part of the country watched Bill Dance growing up.
What I loved about that guy is he always wore a Tennessee Volunteers hat.
Did he? I don't remember that.
And I was like, I don't know how I'd feel if I went to that school and you type in Bill Dance.
Right. Oh, no, he did. He was Tennessee Volunteer. Yeah, the big T. You're right. No, he did. Was he? Is it just my recollection, or maybe I'm remembering this incorrectly? Was he always drinking like Miller Lite on the show?
No,
was he drinking?
he actually had like a PBS show.
Well, I know.
So I don't think he was drinking.
No? Okay. On the air?
On the air, no.
He was drunk, though, wasn't he?
Yeah.
He seemed like he was. Well, it says the woman has been...
you know what's funny? We were talking about that this weekend, and I think I read it. You said that announcer guy died?
Bob Uecker, yes.
But
I didn't say
apparently
it, but yeah.
Bob Uecker was like a Miller Lite guy?
Yes. Big Miller Lite drinker.
And like people...
Put Miller Lite cans. I saw a friend of mine sent pictures of the statue of him outside the Milwaukee Brewers Stadium, and there were just hundreds of beer cans all over the place. Some full, some empty.
That's
Yours
what I was
would have been
thinking.
empty.
Mine, no, I wouldn't. No.
It's a tribute. So here's a half empty one.
No. But no, I'm not gonna litter.
It says the woman was treated for non-fatal drowning symptoms.
I would drink it in front of the statue. I'd be like, "What's up, dude?"
One for me and one for my homie.
Yeah.
What the heck is a non-fatal drowning symptom? That's what she was treated for. Seems to me like either you drown or you don't. What are the symptoms of drowning if you haven't drowned? I guess maybe just some water in the lungs.
Maybe, I don't know.
In swimmer's ear. I don't know. Never heard of that.
That's weird.
Dick, are you familiar with the Iranian star known as Tattoo?
No.
Well, an Iranian court has reportedly sentenced tattooed pop star Amir
Oh,
Hossein.
I thought you meant like constellation. And I was like,
Tattoo.
Iran has their own star?
Amir Hossein, I don't know how to pronounce his last name. He's just known as Tattoo. They have sentenced him to death for blasphemy. What? The 37-year-old singer has been in detention in Iran, or is it Iran or Iran? I think Iran. I think Iran is the snootier way of saying it. To me, that's the PBS version, or like the public radio broadcasting. Iran, but I'm going to say Iran. Since December of 2023, after being extradited from Turkey. Apparently, you can't say a lot of things over there in Iran, which would make being a tough rapper kind of difficult, don't you think?
Well, I want to see what exactly was blasphemy.
Well, he was found guilty of insulting the Prophet Muhammad. Yeah, okay, don't want to do that. Yeah. I don't know, man. Just I think we forget how lucky we've got it over here sometimes, and we complain about things. Yeah, this guy. It just says insulting. I'm not sure what the insult was.
I want to see what it was.
Maybe he's like, look, I don't like your jeans. Those are like faded Jordashes. Those are terrible. And they didn't like that. I have no idea. But it was blasphemy. I mean, blasphemy is a very generic term.
That's what I wanted
A lot of
to
things
know.
fall under that. Well, if you're in Iran, make sure that you are on the straight
Maybe
and
that's
narrow.
where I should go next.
Iran?
Yeah.
I'm going to just go back and forth, Iran and Iran.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's get El Salvador down first. Let's get that under your belt there, big guy. All right? Before you get real brave and go, I'm going to take on Iran. Tattoo. Have you seen a picture of this guy? He's tattooed.
Oh, he's tatted up.
Head to toe face, which again, face tattoos, never a good idea. However, kind of works on him. I'm going to just throw that out there. For a guy covered in tattoos, looks okay.
Do you think they're going to stream the execution?
Ooh, man, that would be awesome.
Because I was thinking about this when you sent this article to me. I was like, I wonder what different rules are for countries when it comes to that kind of stuff. Because for example, a light version of this is like in the UK, you can show nudity willy nilly. Mm-hmm. So like,
especially if you're a falconer.
Yeah,
for Lazio.
So like you go into a convenience store, there might be the daily paper, and there might be some nudes in it.
Happens.
So that's just normal.
Yeah, it just happens.
So imagine there's some like crazy country that's like, oh hey, we do weird stuff here. What do you do? Oh, we live stream our executions.
Well, it says he could still appeal. The musician, who's known for blending rap, pop, and R&B styles, previously faced a 10-year sentence for promoting prostitution. Now, that seems like something a little more legit, promoting prostitution, but blasphemy against Muhammad, no, that lands you death sentence. But prostitution, that gets you 10 years. And he's also been charged with anti-regime propaganda and publishing obscene content. Again, very generic.
Well, if you see this guy, you immediately
generic.
think he's pretty edgy. So
he's an edgy cat. That's what I'm saying.
I think he's being persecuted.
It's got to be tough, to go hard in Iran. I'm just saying.
Yeah. Well, he wasn't in Iran.
He was in Turkey.
Yeah, he's from Iran.
From Iran, in Turkey. I'm so confused. All that stuff's the same.
So I'm saying, I think this is a targeted job. Like, some guy doesn't like him, so they're like, hey, we got to get rid of this dude.
To me, anything north of, say, I don't know, Dallas, Fort Worth is pretty much Canada to me. I don't know. I don't know my geography, man.
Well, I just meant more of, it sounded like he hasn't lived in Iran for a while. Mm-hmm. And then
clearly doesn't understand the rules.
Yeah. Well, remember that, what was it, not too long ago, like a year ago, the guy from Iran got shot down, the helicopter guy? Mm-mm. You don't remember that?
Mm-mm.
He's buddies with him. Tattoo guy.
Yeah, there you
so
go.
Clearly lost his friends in the government, and they're like, hey, we can finally get this guy.
Pimping ain't easy, dog.
Yeah.
Pimping ain't easy. Let's get an update on our friend Brian Johnson.
Oh,
of course,
boy.
by now, Brian Johnson has come up on this show multiple times. He's the 47-year-old tech millionaire. He's an anti-aging advocate, and who gulps down 54 pills for breakfast, recently discovered a wrinkle in his meticulous approach to dodging health. Every 2 weeks, the 47-year-old, as I said, tech billionaire consumes 13 milligrams of the immunosuppressant rapamycin, which transplant patients take to help prevent organ rejection. Something your dates usually practice, or organ rejection. The U.S. Food and Drug Administration has not approved this drug for anti-aging therapy, but physicians have been prescribing it off-label because it has been shown to extend the healthy lifespan of mice. However, in a new Netflix documentary about him, Don't Die, the man who wants to live forever, Johnson called his routine the most aggressive rapamycin protocol of anyone in the industry, but not long after filming the doc, he confessed that he had stopped taking it, and it appeared that it may have done more harm than good. Oh man, no.
Well, I mean, to be honest, I think I'm surprised.
No,
it's
but
only
it was
one
good for the
thing.
rats.
I'm surprised it's only been one thing.
Well, yeah, how do you narrow it down just to that? When you're putting 54 pills in
I'm
your mind, you go,
surprised.
oh, it's this one, right here. This was the problem. I wonder if his erection chart started to show results that were not favorable, and he said,
I needed 5 minutes.
I got to change up my routine.
I hit 440. I need 5.
There's a picture of him there in the article where he's got just, I know. He's.
I want to have a conversation with him.
Again, shirtless. Does look pretty good for 47 years old, got to admit, but he's got all these roots and berries and teas, and of course he's got like some weights right next to him, bro, just in case he's got to pop off a bicep curl real quick. But yeah, apparently this pill has been doing some harm, but I think we're starting to see some flaws in his logic, and we're starting to grapple at straws, and I think this was just the unlucky recipient. You know, it's like, this is the problem right here. This one.
I like it.
This one screwed up my boner.
I still can't. That can't be.
Are we after 55 minutes, Dick? I certainly hope so. This is a story that really, the jokes write themselves. But a 28-year-old woman thought she was allergic to her partner's sperm.
Yeah.
When she suffered vaginal pains and burning after unprotected relations with her partner. But doctors later revealed it was her allergy to nuts
Yeah.
to blame.
I believe it.
And not the kind of nuts that you're thinking of, Dick. This is the legumes, the kind that grow and you eat, not the ones between, whatever.
Yeah.
The unidentified couple from Delaware were trying to conceive a child when the woman noticed that she was suffering from what she believes was vaginitis.
Yeah, I mean, this is real.
I hate when your vaginitis acts up. Yes, an inflammation that causes, itching, pain, all kinds of things. Well, as it turns out, apparently her partner had been eating a large amount of nuts and transferred
That's pretty wild. To
her,
me.
and was able to transfer the allergen, her nut allergen, to her through his substance. Yes, isn't that quite amazing? Wouldn't have thought that. I mean, I guess it makes sense. You can transfer all kinds of things, including children. So why not a nut?
I mean, that's pretty funny. At the same time, it's really scary, not knowing what's happening. And
It is,
especially when, like, the judgment, it's like, how does that work? Remember that plot? There's a plot line in some TV show. I forget what it was.
I don't know either, man.
I think it was The League. You ever heard of that TV show about the fantasy football comedy called The League? Yeah, that was one of the plot lines.
Well, ladies, be careful if you do suffer from a nut allergy. When your man does decide, there's so many jokes. I just can't. I can't do it.
Well,
I just can't do it.
What's funny to me is I'm surprised this hasn't happened more often.
Yeah, no kidding. No kidding. This guy must have been eating quite a lot of nuts.
That's what I was wondering.
How many nuts were you eating?
Yeah. That's really interesting to me.
It does say the story does not elaborate how often the man had been consuming nuts or how long before the sex he had consumed them or how long he waited for any residual traces to leave his system. Sounds like drugs. All right, man. Sorry, honey, I ate some pecans earlier. We're going to have to wait about 48 hours. Get it out of my system.
Yeah. That'd be so funny to me.
He's got a D nut.
Yeah.
All right, buddy, it's good time for the quick hit here at the end of the show. Do you know who Ruth Graves Wakefield is?
No.
Ruth Graves Wakefield, or Ruth Jones Wakefield, was an American chef known for her inventions in the baking field. She pioneered the first chocolate chip cookie recipe, an invention many people incorrectly assume was a mistake. Her new dessert supposedly conceived as she returned from a vacation in Egypt. Not sure how she got this from her trip to Egypt. But anyway, she credits that as the inspiration behind the massively popular Toll House chocolate chip cookie.
That's cool.
Throughout her life, Wakefield found occupation as a dietitian, educator, business owner, publisher, and author. She wrote a book entitled Ruth Wakefield's Toll House Tried and True Recipes. You never think about things like that, Dick, that people actually invent things like chocolate chip cookies. You just take it for granted as you're throwing 2 and 3 in your face at a time. There is someone who is credited with their invention.
Yeah, it's kind of fun to me. Can you imagine, like, the first kid trying chocolate chip cookie? Because, like, some reason chocolate chip cookies are, like, a staple.
Correct.
Like, as a sweet. So it's like, imagine she cooks it, and then, like, you go visit the inn that they actually owned. Mm-hmm. And then it's like, oh, what's this cookie?
What I'm more curious about, though, is who invented the chocolate chip. Right? Because I understand it is pretty cool to go, oh, I'm going to put this and make something. But why was a chip even around to begin with?
It was probably a chunk. Probably a bar, and she, like,
okay.
shaded it.
So you're saying that she also invented the chocolate chip. It does not say that she's
Maybe.
credited with that. I don't know. Well, Miss Ruth Wakefield, you are our audience of one onesie of the week. All right, buddy, that is all the time we have got for today. I'm glad we were able to get this in way early. This will be released, obviously, Friday at 10 a.m. I hope everybody was safe during the Snowmageddon, and we'll see if it really comes to fruition. If next time we'll talk about, it was just a light dusting, or, oh, my God, I had 5 inches at my house. All right, dude.
Let's see what happens. Now, I'm reading about the World War II and this cookie stuff. It's pretty cool.
I'm glad I found something you're interested in.
Well, I like baking, so it's kind of neat to see. I for some reason, I would just think the cookie was before the 30s.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like
Like,
it's
I feel like it'd be
that's
like
a relatively new thing.
Like, when's the muffin? Now I'm questioning that.
It does seem like an item that's probably been around for centuries, but no, 1930. So you're telling me that the cookie wasn't even?
Yeah, so like the muffin's 11th century. So that's old as hell. So no one had cookies back then? What's going on?
I mean, the chocolate chip cookie. I don't know about cookies in general.
Yeah, first cookie was made in Persia in the 7th century. So cookies have been around.
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm trying to...
The chocolate chip cookie. See, this is why Ruth Wakefield has a book. She's an author, and you're not.
Oh, I get it. That's wild. I just didn't think it would be... It's less than 100 years ago that the chocolate chip cookie was made. That's a cool fact.
It is a cool fact.
Because I would never have guessed. I'd be like, oh, it's been around for at least 500 years.
You would
at
think.
least.
You would think.
But it's probably some technical thing with sugar. Like,
yeah.
We didn't have that kind of sugar.
And ovens, you know.
No, they've had ovens for a long time, dude.
Clearly. Since the 7th century.
Yeah, they've been making cookies.
How else would they have made cookies?
Yeah.
All right, buddy. Let's get the heck out of here. I got to go home. All right. It was awesome,
Just
Dick.
don't put any peanuts in your cookies.
That's right. Make sure there's no nuts, ladies.